So Major, Paul here, and obviously, and I have some questions for you as we've got the engine installed. Well, we got it setting in place, we got it aligned. I say we, Justin did all the work. He's got it properly aligned back here. We actually align it by the use of these wedges, tapping them in and out to raise and lower or change the angle of the engine. So, but the coupling's that's all put together. And so some things I'm noticing is we probably ought to replace your exhaust hose. Your exhaust hose is like anything under the water line, it's supposed to be double clamped. And this is, we got one piece of hose clamped over another piece of hose, and then it's just kind of a mess. We need to replace the hose. Want to get your approval for that. And then he's asking, we wanted to ask about this blower. There's a blower to try to empty the engine compartment of air. You want gasoline vapors are heavier than air, so they settle in the bilge. And then when you hit your starter, if you have gasoline vapors in the bilge, the result is what we call an ear-splitting Loudenboomer. I think that was the name of a song back in the 70s, but maybe the late 60s. Anyhow, oh yeah, so the blower's back here. A new blower is $35. I mean, we're going to have to check this out. It may or may not even work. We don't know. But if it does work, you know, we've got, it may not work long. Also, it's mounted on the bottom of the boat. And, you know, you do carry water in here. So we would normally mount them right under the deck. You can't see them, and they're mounted right under the deck, and they exit. The air exit through this hole that will have a ventilator on top of it. So then we're working on the wiring, and we see what you take out. We took out a radio. What did you take? An 8-track? Was there an 8-track in there? Huh? I think it was a cassette. Oh, that's right, cassette. A radio. Was the cassette part of the radio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
And so, you know, nowadays you just put you can put amplifier in if you want. Or we could put that back in if you really want us to, but I don't think you really want us to. You know, now you can carry these rechargeable Bluetooth speakers and a phone, and you got everything you need. So we're not planning on putting that back in, and hopefully you weren't planning on putting that back in either. So we're straightening out, figuring out the wiring. There was some very interesting wiring practices followed, or not, I should say, not followed. Nothing was consistent. But anyway, we're working on that. We're planning on, rather than figuring out the wiring system for your old alternator on this thing, and again, we don't know the condition of the alternator, and we can probably, by the time we take that out, put it on our test bench, test it, and put it back, we could have you a new marine single wire alternator to replace this alternator right here. Matter of fact, that might not even be marine, is it?
I think it's new.
Huh?
I think it's new.
It's what?
I think it's new.
Well, it's not very new. We didn't put it on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so anyway, that's what we want to do. Is we want to get, I'll get you a price on the alternator, but I think they're around $250. So we'd like to get authorization to just put your new alternator on that to make it trouble-free. Anyway, that's where we are right now. I just wanted to ask you those questions as to what if you have any instructions for us right now, and specifically ask us questions around the blower and your alternator.
Bilge pump.
And bilge pump. So you have an old bilge pump. This is a circa 1955 bilge pump. It's a Lovett. It's a good pump. I don't know if this is any good or not, but I mean, it's a good brand of pump. So my suggestion is on the pump is that we go ahead and replace it with a modern pump that it's about $150, and it has an integral float switch, and I would just go ahead and replace that for reliability and unsinkability. I go ahead and put a new bilge pump on it. Thank you, sir.